Okay, so this hazy camera. The reason this camera is hazy is because I don't like it. It's always been this way. Here. I don't think there's any dirt in the lens. Huh. There, you can see my tonsils. Is that any better? Just as hazy. Just as hazy. It's just the way this camera is, I guess. I don't know. I don't like this camera, and I'm going to have to replace it. But anyways, it's been 24 hours since the initial startup, and we're going to have Timothy fired up because I got a kid that doesn't know how to actually use a pressure washer. Look, I'll have to yell at him. Where the hell is he?
Right there.
Hey. Lackluster abilities, man.
Where?
It looks like a leprechaun puked in there. Fire this thing up. Well, that was easy. Tell me that wasn't sweet. Oh, listen to the bearings. They're spinning. Woohoo! Anyway, come on. Let's get this show on the road. That means we got to go hook up to that shredder and get that thing down here. We're going to pull it straight. It's got some issues. That was beautiful. It sounds great. No obnoxious pinging and banging. Sounds great. Alright. You're going to rewatch this thing, kid. Alright, let's go hook up to a shredder. I think she sounds beautiful. Almost unbelievable. I haven't heard it run that good in years. Ever, really. So we have to put it in the highest reverse he can get his hands on.
The impact gun's still on it.
Huh?
The impact gun's still on.
What you do, you're bleeding? You got shit stuck in your teeth. Come on, Will. Ah, you got tomatoes in it.
Yeah, I'm like...
That will fuck you up.
Yeah.
That will fuck you up and fuck you up some more when it's done fucking you up. Don't get in that thing.
That thing's nasty.
See all this?
That tensioner popped.
That's the CV joint is junk. Alright, let's see if we figure this damn...
The tensioner moved, and then it went...
Was that the banging?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I know what it was.
I caught it on video.
Yeah, well, they jumped up on top of the pulley. Why it jumps on top of the pulley, I don't know, but... Alright, so pretty much, Tim, I think there's a bolt right there. Does that go all the way through? It does go all the way through, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Through to the
Well,
other side?
it's just a nut there.
So that's going to be an asshole to get out, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's something. I think these belts will get us through for now. Did you grease that bearing?
No, it's not a non-greasable bearing.
Is it?
Yep.
Sealed pain in the ass, huh? Well, I'm pretty pleased.
Well, actually, it is. It is a grease bearing, but I don't know where the damn...
Well, there's a grease arc here, or a grease hose here. Comes up. Where does it come up to? There. You got that one.
I got that one, but that one goes to the bottom.
Yeah.
This one here. On the bottom?
No? There?
No.
I need a rag or
Oh,
something.
here it is. On the bottom of this side.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so there's grease.
Yeah, get them greased. Gloves. This one can rope up. There ought to be some position while they're working. Other than we take them off and then wrap them up so that they can't drift.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, but... Alright, so we'll get that thing straightened out. What do you got? A spotted lantern fly?
Yeah.
Did you just swish that?
There's a crap ton of them on the mower.
No, not those. Those are different.
Well,
I saw them.
Looked like spotted lantern fly to me.
Where are they?
On the center of the mower.
I'm gonna take a look.
I killed a couple of them. Just couldn't get them all.
Alright, so here we are. Well, here I am. I'm going to bring you along with me on this Hiniker chopper. Stalk Shredder, stalk chopper. Alright, so this chain is actually a John Deere chain, so we know that it's made in the United States of America. You can see that right there. This is JD60H. It's heavy-duty chains. I like the heavy-duty chain, especially in applications like this. Now, the chopper itself is run, or the rotor itself is run off of that lower pulley, and of course this is the chain that runs the auger. If you've never ran or seen one of these things, I've never ran one. I'm about to here, you know, in the by the end of next week, we're going to be running it. All these blades have got to be replaced. All of them. Every single one of them. They are worn out. You can you can add one and take one away or whatnot, but it throws it off of balance. So this is getting a whole new set of new blades, and yeah, so that's $500 for the set of blades on it, plus the other giblets that go along with it. And what happens when that thing throws it up into the top, and throws it over the top, and then to this discharge auger here, and it looks like they've thrown a lot of dirt. A lot of dirt. Timothy greased that there from the outside. He greased them from the outside. We did have it running a little bit ago. It vibrates like you would expect it to. You know, nothing spectacular. You know, it wasn't terrible. It just did its thing. I do have to figure out this guy here. This here actually needs to be adjusted because it's on the wrong side there. And what that's going to do is it's going to actually throw material out the side here, and we don't want that. We want it to be where it belongs. So we'll have to deal with that in a little bit. Now, this thing is a lot older than I thought it was. This is actually a 1994 model. And whoever owned it, I think they did a pretty good job of taking care of it. Obviously, it looks like it was housed inside. The worst thing about it is the lights have gotten knocked off, which to me, no big deal. There's 3 belts on either side. They're identical to one another. I bought 2 sets of belts. It's $105 for the set of 3. This one here has had its share of, let me get out of the light there. It's had its share of mismatched belts on there. This one, the center one, has been burned a little bit. And the 2 outer ones, this one here is tighter than this one. But yeah. They have to be worked on. I did buy new idler pulleys here because these do go bad. So I bought 2 of them, one for each side, just in case I have problems. 2 sets of belts, 2 idlers, a complete set of knives, D-rings, bolts, and shackles for the knife. And we are pretty much ready to go. I do have to get this tire on that wheel right there. They have to all be the same or they won't float correctly. And the other thing that I did notice is that this tire here seems as though it has moved its way over. And I don't like that. That thing is going to have to get loosened up, beat over, and repositioned, this wheel. So this has to go into the shop. Now we have it set up to go, I have it set up to go up and mow. I'm going to try it out a little bit just to make sure it actually does what it's supposed to do before I have to go. The other tire on the other side, I put one off of that old accumulator. There's two of them. So I put those on the down the road tires, the traveling tires or transport tires, transport wheels. And I'm going to take those to, you know, the one on the other side and that one. I'm going to put that one right there, and the one on the other side I'm going to replace with that other tire over there. They're both 9.5 L15s. So those are 9.5 L14s. These are 9.5 L15s because that happened on my way home, and I really don't want to straighten that rim out and put it on tubeless. I do have the other tire, which I will be throwing on the truck too for on the way down. But yeah. So, the 4960, obviously, it did not spin any bearings. It did not spin any bearings. It actually is running quite nicely. Sounds great. The batteries are charging. That's a new alternator for whoever was concerned that the alternator was bad. It's not bad. It's perfectly fine. And, yeah. So, I think I'm kind of going through this as we go. I know that somebody said that this cylinder didn't need those blocks that they were missing. Well, it looks to me like this thing is really heavy on these transport wheels, and it chewed that up. So they were putting those block outs in there so that you didn't have to worry about it when you go down the road. And I agree with that, to be honest with you. I'd rather have a solid block. I'm actually going to use a piece of pipe. I'm going to cut pieces of pipe and a hose clamp to clamp it fast so that it doesn't fall out. So when I'm transporting it, it can go onto those locks, and I don't have to worry about this or that. Alright, so everything else is good. No bearings were out. There is a little bit of an issue that I saw. Let me shut this off here. Now I'm looking for a fuel leak. I don't know. It must be residual left over from the rebuild. I should probably hose that off. She sounds great. Okay, so the one thing that I did see is they had this shaft out at some point, and when they took that shaft out, they didn't clamp that bearing properly. These flanges should be solid against one another, and the plate that they mount onto should actually be on this side. So they should have sandwiched these together against that bearing, because the bearing can roll freely in there, which I'm not too concerned with because it does have grease. It is holding it true, and let's be honest, it is a used piece of equipment. So, you know, that's the only thing that I saw that they had off of there. What else can I say about this thing other than it's very simple to take apart. They're just pins. I've got 1-inch hitch pins that hold that together. Timothy had these off of his old Willys snowplow. He wanted to paint them so that he didn't lose them, but you know, they're there. They're ancient. They look like old rivets, and I just threw a hitch pin in there. I am going to go get proper pins. Whoever had this thing before, obviously they lost the pins. So yeah, but anyways, I guess I should stop talking. Everything's greased and everything's kind of ready to go. I just got to clean shit up here and go up and test it once I get those wheels taken care of. I'm probably going to film what I mow. I doubt that I'm going to mow today, though. I'll probably mow tomorrow with it.